All right, let's do this thing. Good morning, good afternoon. This is a man from Blowby Systems with another new stream, a SolidWorks VBA stream. And I want to say hello to all of my 6 viewers. It's good to see you guys again on a good Friday. If you are able to say hello in the chat, make sure to show us some love. I think I got Luke. Oh, it's Kenny. Hey, buddy. How you doing? And then we've also got Lucas here. Nice. Good luck with your bidding, Lucas. And Kenny, nice to see you. Awesome. Also, Kenny, thank you for your recommendations for the what is it? The EV code signing certificate. I think I went with the second option you suggested, and I'm in the process of getting some of the paperwork to the signing authority to get Blue Byte verified, so that we can eventually get PDM Shell, which what you guys can see on the screen here, on the Microsoft Store. This is one of the, if not only, the only uh, code interpreter or command line interpreter for SolidWorks PDM. This is a tool that you could leverage in order to perform your usual PDM tasks of checking files in and out, looking at the file history, transitioning file, without having to use File Explorer. So this says goodbye to File Explorer and allows you to be able to have multiple sessions of PDM in the same Windows session, which is not possible through File Explorer because you have to log in and out of your user session. I'll be able to demonstrate that and a bunch of other commands just like I did last week. I think the few YouTube shorts that we have put together, there are not that many, there are just 3 of them. These YouTube shorts about the PDM shell program have been quite popular, at least for our channel size. So we get some decent number of views, and I think it might be a good idea to spend some time talking about this tool and how it can help people in anticipation of its release. Let's go back to Excel. And I need to create a macro in Excel and copy paste the code that we have written last week, right? So let me go to the Blue Byte SolidWorks VBA macro library. Let me grab that from my other screen here. So if you go to SolidWorks VBA macros dot bluebyte.biz, you'll be able to get access to this free library of VBA macros, and everything here is written in Visual Basic, so you can take a look through this list of macros, find something that is interesting. Some of it might actually do what you need to the T. Sometimes you have to, grab the code and make some changes to it. It's very easy to do so. And if I scroll all the way down here, I can see that I've pushed the code that we wrote last week. So mass edit. Oops. This one is not working, so we've got to go back and fix it. Mass edit. Data card variables from Excel. So let's fix that real quick before we start writing any code. So I have to go to the Blue Byte repo, which I think I have not here. I have to go to my File Explorer. Let's go to File Explorer here, and I have to go to my sources. I'll do that here on my other screen. I'm just trying to get to the file. that is the markdown file. So it should be sources. You go. So let's go to source repos, byte, and then we need to find SolidWorks VBA macro, which I found, and then I need to go and find the markdown for this guy. So let's just go here. There you go. And we did find it. So I found the file. So it's right here. I wonder why it's not rendering. Even though that it's the exact same name. Let's go to the command prompt. Just open up the command prompt here. And what I'm going to do in my command prompt, I'm going to navigate again to the folder of my SolidWorks VBA macro repository. So cd SolidWorks API example extensions VBA macro. I'm going to clean this. And I want to do docfx.exe and then .fxjson and then serve, which should create the SolidWorks VBA library locally. So this one is online. And it should create, spin up a new server, web server on my local host. I'm just waiting for it to finish loading here. So I think it's completely finished loading. I'll go here to my SolidWorks VBA macro tab and scroll all the way down. If I click mass edit, it does show exactly what we need. But if I go back here and do control and then do git status, let's see here. Yeah, see this one right here? So this is a new file. So I need to push all these changes. So the changes that are local have not been pushed to the web yet. So we'll do that. So git.add. So that's how you add all of your files to or stage your files, right? So you stage all of your files with git add dot, and then to commit a file using git, you type in your git command, and then the verb commit, and then -m for the message. I'll say added macro as the message, and then do git. In order to push your changes or commits to the remote branch, you just have to type in git push. If I go back to my web page, which is, this is the local host, but this is the one online. If I click this, I think it's still going to show 404 because it takes GitHub pages a couple of minutes to update. But we already have the one that's offline, so we could just leverage this. So we just have to copy paste this code right here, if I can. All right, so we've got the code. That's awesome. I thought we lost the code, guys. That would have been, you know, not fun. Now, to continue where we left off, I'm going to switch to Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to go to my developers tab, and I'm going to click on Macros. Maybe I'll just record a macro here. Call it macro 1. And then I'll stop recording the macro and go back to my once I've stopped recording, and go back to my macros window, click on macro, and then click on edit. And I could remove this code right here and maybe type in, message box dot, or just message box, and then type in there, hello VBA, and run this. And okay, this works. All right, cool. So we've got our VBA editor ready, pretty much. Now I can go back to my code that is on the SOLIDWORKS VBA macro library from BlueByte that is local right now. If I refresh this, there you go. All right, so I don't need this anymore. All right, so everybody can access this code right now. The URL is solidworks vba-macros.bluebyte.biz / source / mass edit files data card from Excel, or simply you could just go to SOLIDWORKS vba-macros.bluebyte.biz, and then from there you just click on SOLIDWORKS VBA-macros up top, scroll all the way down, you'll see the macro link mass edit files data card variable from Excel, and just scroll down here and just copy. You can actually download the file here. I've actually added it. So this book, this spreadsheet. All right, let me go to my VB editor. I'm just gonna paste all that code, and then going back to this page here, you'll see that we need a couple of columns. I'll add those right now. So we have ID, and then we've got file name, and then we've got description, and then we've got part number. Sweet. Now that we've got those, I can go back and make sure that I've got all of my references set correctly. So in order to add the PDM reference to my macro, I'll go to Tools, References, and then I need to find PDMWorks Enterprise down this list. PDMWorks Enterprise 2023. Check that. Click OK. You're set. Sweet. So my references are set. I can run this code. It is going to ask me to specify a path in my vault, and I'm going to perhaps, let's see here, I could go and find a directory that has a bunch of files. So let's use the PDM shell in order to navigate to a directory that has files. I'm going to use the change directory command, simply cd. And then I'm going to go to API, and then sandbox. And after I go to sandbox, I don't know, fidget spinner maybe? I do dir directory. This is going to list all of my files. And this directory is going to show that I've got, let's see, 3 directories, or 2 directories and 2 files. This one here is actually a file. Interesting. So if I go down 1 level to fidget spinner, so let's navigate to that and do directory to see the content of the fidget spinner folder. It has 11 files and 0 subfolders. That's good. I think I'm happy with this. So these are all the part and one assembly file for my fidget spinner. Beautiful. If I actually want to see what this file looks like, what I can do initially with PDM shell is that I can make sure that the file is locally cached. So let's see here. And I don't remember the command that's we use for getting the file locally cached. So the get command downloads the version of the specified document to the local cache. So that's what I need to do. I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to CLS just to clear my console. And right after that, I'll do the directory again just to show the content of my folder. And right after that, I'm going to make sure that I've got a local copy of the fidget spinner assembly. You need to specify a variable name for the get. So this is something that we need to fix. So in here, I'm saying that get does download to the local cache, but for some reason it's requiring a variable. Well, what I could do instead, right, is I can check out the file. So that's going to force a local copy of the fidget spinner to be kind of downloaded from the server. Not ideal, but still, it's going to allow me to be able to see the file. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to show you guys how you can actually open the file from PDM shell. So I'm doing dir again directory just to show the state of the folder. And I can see that my fidget spinner is actually checked out. So if I do start fidget spinner, it's to start SOLIDWORKS. So let me go back here. So let me just kill. I'm going to kill SOLIDWORKS because I've got a couple instances that are open. So I'm going to use the task kill command, which is simply kill, and then SOLIDWORKS.exe. That does kill SOLIDWORKS. So if I open fidget spinner, there you go. That's more like it. So start, and then you specify the file name will actually open the file in SolidWorks or in Excel, whatever the host application is. Nice. Come on. So this is the assembly we're going to be working with today. Pretty simple assembly. Not much to see. In order to kill the SolidWorks application with PDM shell, you just have to type in kill and then specify the process name of SolidWorks. And you can find that from the task host or the task manager, sorry. You can go to the task manager, go to details, and then if you select any item and then press S, you'll see SolidWorks.exe, which is exactly the name of the SolidWorks process that we need to use in the kill command. And once you're happy with that, you press enter, and it will basically kill SolidWorks. So I don't even need to close SolidWorks. I can just kill the process. Might be a little bit brutal, but it definitely works. Awesome. So fidget spinner is a folder that has everything that we need. So let me just clear my my console one more time, and I'll use the get. I'll use the dir command again here to list the output, or to list the contents of my folder. I think I might have pressed it twice. All right. And I know that the ID of the fidget spinner is this number right here. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard. I'll clear one more time. I just want to show you guys how you can actually get the folder name of a file in PDM just by having the ID. So you use the get name command, and then you just specify the ID of the file. It is going to return that the file with this ID is called such and such, and it's located at this directory which we need. We've also added a really interesting command that's called print, which can show you some kind of biographical information about the file at hand. So you do print, and then you just have to specify the file name. So in this case, fidget spinner, and it will tell you the ID of the file. It will tell you the folder ID. It will tell you the name of the file, its folder, the path, if it's checked out by you, and which machine. Also the name of the state and the name of the workflow, the version, and the revision. All right, I'm gonna copy the path because that's what we need. So I'm gonna copy the path, go back to my VBA macro that's currently executing. I'm gonna copy paste that here. I'm gonna click on OK. And if everything is what it's supposed to be, then we can see that we've got the ID. Obviously, we've got the name of the file. We don't have a description, and we do have some part numbers, but the part number for the assembly is not set correctly. So let's just clean up this data using the PDM shell, and then go back to this, run it one more time to see that we've got consistent data, and then finish off the macro by completing another method that is going to take the data on this spreadsheet and save it to PDM. So pretty much edit the data card of the files. Okay, let's go back here. I'm gonna, as always, clear my console. CLS is the command to clear the console in PDM shell. Once I've got my console cleared, what I want to do is to edit the data card of all of these files. I'm in that directory, the fidget spinner directory, and I need to be able to set the description column here. I'm going to use the file name, and I'm going to, I'll just use the file name as the description. In order for me to be able to set the data card, I need to make sure that my files are checked out. And there's a command for that. So checkout, and then dash search. And I'll specify the percentage sign here to let the PDM shell know that I would like this action to be performed on every single file that's found in the current directory. And this is only going to perform the checkout action for the files that are on this directory, not anything below. So it's not going to do a recursive search and find all the files in the subdirectories. And that's it. All right, so it failed for the fidget spinner because the file is already checked out by me, which is fine, right? So you expect that. So, but it's going, it's checking out all the other files one by one. There you go. There you go. Everything is checked out. If I clear my console and do dir just to display all the files and their checkout state, I feel like I keep missing that I need to add some sort of message at the end of the output of the checkout command, because that tells me when the PDM shell has finished actually checking out all the files, right? So everything is checked out by me. That's fantastic. Now I'm going to set the description variable on all of those files using PDM shell. So to do that, I'll use the set var command. So set var. I'm going to use the search parameter and specify a percentage signs because I want the set var command to be applied to every single file in my current directory. For the variable name, I'm going to choose description. And then for the value, I'm going to use a special value called $file name. This is going to use the file name of my file and put that in the description. So it has finished that. And then I can probably do the same thing for my part number. However, I'm going to mix things up a little here. So I'm going to add the ID right here. So it'll be a mix of the file name as well as the PDM ID. That will be for the part number. Okay. Then once that's done, I'm going to use CLS to clear my console. And then in order for me to check all the files back into the vault, all I need to do is to use the check in command. So check in dash search. I want everything to be checked in. So I'll specify the percentage sign and then I'll press enter. So this is going to check in every single file in my current directory. All right, so it checked in the fidget spinner, and it's trying to make sure that all the references are checked in. Awesome. So if I type in dir, then dash columns, and then in the columns parameter, I'm going to specify a couple of variables: description, then part number. Then I'll press enter. This will show me a list of all the files that are in my directory and also their descriptions and part numbers. If I zoom out here a little bit by pressing Control and then my mouse wheel, I'll see that I've got a description and I've also got part numbers as well, which is, it's all right. Nice. Imagine if you had to set these manually. Gosh, that's like forever. But with the combination of checkout, set var, check in, you're able to perform these tasks very quickly with that PDM shell. All right, so let's go back to our code here in VBA. So if I go back and run my VBA code. And paste this directory. Perfect. See that I've got some descriptions and I've got part number. Awesome. Now, let's go back to our VBA code. And in here, we're going to upgrade our code here to have another method that actually goes in, gets the file object from PDM, and then sets the variables for the file, obviously, right? So I'll copy this code right here. I'll do Control A. Paste this here. And I'm going to go all the way up here. This one is called read. Okay, this one is called update. I think we already have a method here called update for us. Okay, so we'll just have to go in and update the update folder files variable method. So reading through it, what do we need to do? We've got our vault. We're able to read. We're able to get the application handle. We'll log it in. Do we need the folder path? We don't. We're just going to read the data directly from Excel. So I don't need this. Well, yeah, I don't need the folder. All I need to do is to be able to traverse the first column because it has the IDs of the files that I need. So I'll define a variable here called row count as integer. And then I need to go and ask Excel to get me the row count. One of the easiest things to do, obviously, is to ask ChatGPT for that code. The awesome thing is that you don't have to be logged into ChatGPT anymore. So you could just ask it, get, write me the VBA code that returns the row count in an Excel spreadsheet. It's in used range, which doesn't really do what we need. Use another VBA call that is not used range. Exactly. So this is what we need, which is the end Excel up, right? So I'll copy this and call this last row. I think GPT has a better name. So last row equal this cells rows that count, right? So if I put my breakpoint here and then do a debug print, last row, and I'll run my code. Oops, it says object required. Let's just debug. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I should have removed this code. But anyway, it says 12 here for my, and that's exactly the number of the last row. So that's perfect. Okay. we've got the last row. Now we need to kind of traverse these cells right here. So we'll do from I equal 2, or I equal 2 to last row. Next I, close my for loop immediately. I'll define a variable here called file. So dim file as iedm file 5. And then I'll do set file to be equal to vault.getObject. And then the type here is going to be file. The ID I'll specify here ID, and I'll define that here in a minute. And then it returns a object of type iedm object 5, which will be cast into the file object, so we don't have to worry about that. So I'll define here dim ID as long. So ID as long, perfect. And then the ID is going to be the value from the cell. So cell, the index is going to be I, and then the row is going to be 1. And then, well, I can do range, rather. Range dot value, and I'll put ID here equal to that, and then I'll just do debug print to print the file name. Debug print file.name. Then I'll put my breakpoint here. Clear my immediate window. I think I need to bring this a little bit here to the right, so everybody can see it. Clear my immediate window, and then I'll run my code. Insert. Run. Duplicate file. Alright. I should probably remove this because I'm already using it. Why did this fail? Method range failed. Okay, so I'll just end this. And I'll go back to Chat GPT here. I'll do the active sheet. Hold on. It's been a while since I wrote any Excel VBA code. The range object. Range dot. Alright, so the range doesn't work that way. So range cells that value VBA. You should be able to I mean, we can do like, I guess we can do this, A, and then end. And then I. And then run this one more time. Okay, that works. So that works. I think we've got Garrett chiming in here, asking if we have tried any AI searches besides ChatGPT. Actually, no. I have not tried. Oh, I did. Actually, I've tried Gemini. Gemini seems all right. Yeah, Gemini is all right. I do think that the output of ChatGPT is actually better than Gemini. If I were to, I guess, write a VBA macro that lists all the files in a folder in PDM. So let's see what Gemini does here. All right, let's go up here. So list PDM files. This is not exactly what I was expecting. Maybe we should be more specific in PDM. So if I actually take that same question and paste it into ChatGPT, it is actually gonna say, yeah, this is nonsense. Yeah, I guess for the two of them you have to be specific. So let's just go back here and change this to in SOLIDWORKS PDM and see what the output is. Let me take a look at this code. Okay, it's right in VB.NET, which is not what I asked for. Let me just double check what I did ask for is VBA. Write a VBA macro that lists. Oh no, I did. So no, I did. Just write a VBA macro. So it's absolutely ignoring the language that I asked for. So that's one. And it takes the folder, login, username, password, that is correct. Get folder by path. This is incorrect. This is trash. No. That is not how you do it. Let's do that here in ChatGPT. ChatGPT is actually spewing some nonsense as well. Folder.get file count. This does not exist in the PDM API, right? So to answer your question, Garrett, yeah, I haven't tried the other ones because they actually suck. So I guess because I don't think there's quite enough the amount of literature when it comes to the SolidWorks API and the PDM API for GPT to start making good sense. Like if you ask it a question about VBA and Excel, 80% of the time it is going to get you the right answer, right? But I don't think that's and that's the case as well with Gemini. It'll probably give you the right answer for something as popular, right, as a VBA with Excel. But for the SOLIDWORKS API and the PDM API, as you guys can see, both of these AIs are equally trash. Yeah, so we are, just like you said, we are not getting replaced anytime soon. But I think eventually that's what's going to happen. Anyway, go back to our code here. Everything seems to be printed correctly. So we've got all of my files printed here. Let me go up here and clear all of this code. Not all of it, pretty much. I'm still gonna need the iterator. I'll stop that. I'll leave this stuff there. All right. So now that I have the file, do I need the folder? I'm gonna assume that I'm not going to need the folder, but I have a feeling that I would actually need the folder ID. So I need to get the folder ID. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's get the folder ID. Let's get the folder ID. Get the folder ID. One way to do this to get the folder ID from the IEDM object 5 or IEDM file 5 is to define a variable here. We're going to call it position as IEDM POS 5. And then define another variable here. We're going to call it folder as IEDM folder 5. And then we're going to set the folder to be equal to the file dot get first parent position, which is going to actually allow us to set the position. I apologize. But with the position, we're able to set the folder to be equal to file get next folder using the position that we have defined just a line above. This is going to help us get the folder, and obviously from it I can also get the folder ID. So if I type in here dim folder ID as long, then folder ID can be equal to folder.id. Problem with this code is that it is going to run for every single folder. I personally don't think that's a great idea. We could probably write it here just once for the first or the second row just to get the folder ID. I'm assuming that everything is going to be coming in from the same folder, so every single file here is going to be in that folder. So I guess I could create a function as a public function get folder ID from first item from row 2. And this is going to take in the by val file ID as long, and it's going to return a long. Right, so I'll cut this. Oops. Nope. File ID as long, enter. And then I'll cut this, beautiful. And then I'll want to go. It doesn't go back as far as I want it to, but that's fine. So I'll just have to rewrite this code here one more time. Okay, so I'll actually need the file object. So by ref file as IEDM file 5. And I'll just do the get the folder ID logic here. So dim, I'll start with the position. So dim position as IEDM or EDM position 5, POS 5. And right underneath that, I'll define the folder as IEDM folder 5. And then I'll just set the position initially. So set position equal to file.get. Not getting any IntelliSense, so I might have defined IEDM file 5 as long. If I type in here file dot get first folder position, and then I can do um, dim folder ID as long, and then set my folder to be equal to file dot get next folder POS or position, sorry, for my POS parameter, and then do get folder from row 2 equal to folder ID. Okay, so I could leverage this method here to get the folder ID. So I'll put my cursor here and say put a comment here, get folder ID. Okay. And then I'll define folder ID here, or I'll just define dim folder ID as long, and I'll copy this and paste it here. And I'll start by setting my folder to be equal to -1. And I'll say if folder ID equal -1, then, and if folder ID equal 2, oops, I'll get my method here. Come on. I'm going to click on OK just to confirm that. I'll get the name of my method, go all the way up here and type in get folder ID from row 2, and then I'll put in the file. So that way, I only have to do this call once in order to get the folder ID. So now that I've got the folder ID, all I need to do is start by checking out my file. So file dot log file is how you check out the file, and there you go. I need the parent folder ID, so folder ID, and then the handle, which I already have specified somewhere here up in my code, and then the EDM log file, log flag. I don't really care about that for now. So once my file is checked out, and I need to drop these parentheses because I don't need them. There's no return value. So once my file is checked out, I'm going to set my variables. And then once the file has its data card updated, I'm going to unlock file, which check in. And in here, I need the handle, and I need a comment. Let's call this edited data card. Edited data card, or updated data card. I don't need anything specific when it comes to unlocking. Right. So, before I lock the file, okay, I need to briefly pause here. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Okay, where we... So now I need to... get... So we've got... We got the folder ID. We locked the file. And then we're going to set the variables here. I need to make sure that the file is checked out, because if it is checked out, I don't need to lock it. I don't need to check it out. So if file is locked, means that it's checked out, equal false, then and if. Right. And then maybe we could add a checkout file. On error, go to handle. Handle. And, oh, not handle. Let's change this to error handler. In case there's an error here, you just, skip to the next file. Right. Perfect. All right. So if file is not locked, or is locked equal true equal false, means that the file is actually checked in. Then we can lock it, and then we can start setting the data card variables values. Okay. So in order for me to be able to do that, I need the IEDM variable enumerator. So I'll grab this and I'll paste that right here. And so range A, B for the file name, and then we've got C, C, okay, so get the range. So C is description and D is part number. So I'll go up here and say that dim description as string, and then description equal to description. No, description will be equal to, sorry, range. So it's CI, correct? So that will be CI2 all the way down. As description, we'll do the same thing here for part number. Part number, this will be D. And then we'll do variable enumerator dot set var. The variable name initially will be description. Configuration, we'll just do add configuration, and then the value is going to be description. Description here, I need to drop these parentheses because there's no return value. And then I'll do the same thing for part number. Change the variable name here to part number. And then I need to drop these values here, these types, because these need to be defined as objects. All right, so all of this extra code here is useless. You don't need it anymore. Now with the variable enumerator, I think we're missing one or two things here. So let me go back to Google. I'm gonna start by asking ChatGPT what is enumerator variable 6 in SOLIDWORKS BDM API. See what ChatGPT says about this API object. In SOLIDWORKS BDM API, the interface enumerator variable 6 is part of the API related to variable management in the Vault. It is used to enumerate or iterate over variables, custom properties defined in the PDM system, such as file properties or user-defined properties for files or folders. Up until this point, this is correct. Now, the purpose of the EDM enumerator variable 6 interface is used for enumerating variables that are configured. Oh, this is so much fluff that are configured in the PDM vault. These variables could be related to files, folders, or workflows, and they're typically used to store metadata or attributes like part numbers. Okay. Iterate over variables. All right, let's see the VBA code. Okay, this is looking good. I don't even get enumerated variables. No, this doesn't exist. No, ChatGPT, this does not exist in the IEDM Vault 5. This is absolute trash. This is why you should not be using ChatGPT to help you write VBA macros for SolidWorks and SolidWorks PDM. This is absolute, pardon my French, doo-doo. Going back to what Garrett said, we are not getting replaced by ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT is the best. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to say about Gemini. I don't even want to ask it. I mean, let's do it anyway. Doesn't matter. Keep an eye on my phone here. Let me go back. Let's copy the question that I just asked ChatGPT. Scroll down, explanation of the code. That's there it is. Right. So let's ask Gemini. All right. Gemini is saying that the IEDM enumerator variable 6 is an interface in the SOLIDWORKS API that provides access to the content of file folder data card. This is good. Yes, I like it. It allows you to read and write variables associated with a specific file or folder. Correct. Now, key methods. Get variable from DB. Correct. Reads a variable value from the PDM database. Set var. Sets a variable value for a file or folder. Correct. Get next. Advances to the next variable in the enumeration. What enumeration? Right. I'm going down this rabbit hole, but I feel like I'm already too involved. So I'm going to look up the IEDM variable 6 interface here. And I want to jump directly to the members page. So whenever you are looking at the API help, whether it's the online one or the offline one, always scroll down to the bottom of the page under see also. There's always going to be like a members link. So that one gives you access to all of the public methods and public properties of the object that you are looking at. So IEDM variable 6 has only one method. I have no idea where this is coming from. I'll give Gemini the benefit of the doubt, actually. I'm going to go up one or I'll go and look for the IEDM variable 5. Yeah, let's drop this. IEDM variable 6. It's not, I think there's 5, obviously. IEDM variable 5, members page. Okay, there's flush, get thumbnail. Oh, this is a nice one. Get update variables. Oh, update vars, get var, set var, store values from DB. Where is this coming from? Only God knows. Only God knows where get next is coming from. So, you know, you shouldn't trust AI to help you write SOLIDWORKS VBA code. Don't. It has all of these kind of insidious bugs that will absolutely drive you mad. Get var name. Where is that coming from? There's this middle ground, right? Between like having a full-fledged assistant that can actually teach you how to write or help you, write proper code, and the completely dry API documentation. That middle ground is you having to go out, ask questions on forums, Stack Overflow, Code Overflow, go to the SOLIDWORKS API forums, go to all, I don't know, cadforums.net, I think it's called. They've got some interesting, I guess, threads there about the API. That is the way to learn the API. It's not by, relying 100% on ChatGPT, although it can be useful, but, we just demonstrated that it could sometimes write some nonsense. So hallucinations, really. And then having to bang your head against the wall by trying to understand the very, very dry documentation. So that's the middle ground I think that everybody should be doing is really going online, asking questions on forums, making connections with folks that are in the community. That's your way really to learning more, becoming more inexperienced, becoming a more experienced developer with API. Anywho, going back, I need to go back to my code here, and I think set var. There's always something that we need to do right after we set the var, right? Variables. I'll just click on set var here, documentation wise. I want to go and find the SOLIDWORKS API example. So this is set var, right? After you call set var, if I go down here to the remarks section, saying after calling this method to update the variables that can be to update the variables that can be updated, you must call IEDM enumerator variable 5 flush or IEDM variable enumerator 8 close file with the flush argument to set to true in order to ensure that the changes are saved properly to the file or the folder. So that's what we're missing. We'll just flush right, and then that's all we need to do, and then we can just unlock the file. Okay. That's all we need to do. Now let me go back here, and I am going to I'm going to change the descriptions so that they're all 1, 3, oops, 3. All right, we'll just change these. Nice. I'll copy paste that to the part numbers, right? Now let's run our code from the top here. So I will put my cursor at this level right here, and then click on right. Okay, so the first thing that happens is that we get the ID. Okay. After putting the breakpoint there, let's see here. Let's see if we can somehow put this all the way up here. squeeze this a little bit to the left. And let's see if we can get this right up here. Okay. So we'll get the file ID, which is the first one, which is this guy right here, ending in 302. Okay. And we'll get the object, get the file. If folder ID equal -1, if I hover over it is equal -1, and then we'll do get folder from, I'll put a breakpoint right here, and then click continue. I'm gonna get the position. I'm gonna get the folder. Folder ID is 0. I need to add folder. I forget to set the folder ID here. So to.id. So I'll bring my cursor up one level or one line, then go F8. What's my ID? 942. That looks correct. All right, so that's my folder ID. I get the folder ID. Perfect. If my file is locked, it means it's checked out, right? I need to check it out. I get a proper handle, I get the folder ID, I should be able to lock the file. No problem whatsoever. Is my file being checked out? Okay. My file being checked out or not? I think we got an error. Because we jumped into the next iteration. This should be I equal 3. Yeah, there was an exception. All right, let's just stop the execution. Let me go back to my code where we actually locked the file. And .log file parent folder ID, parent handle. Let's do a debug print. And let me just type in here error.description. This will tell us exactly what happened error-wise, right? So I'll put my breakpoint at that level right there because I want to break there. But also, I need to be able to put it where I'm actually locking the file so it doesn't skip. Let's run that. Maybe because it's at the shell. So this I should be at 2, exactly what we want. Position, oh, that's all good. Should see an error here. Trying to figure out why. Ooh. An attempt was made to access a file that's exclusively opened by another application. Yeah, buddy. All right, let me just save this code. Okay. Let's call this macro. We're gonna call this edit data card variables. Might as well just save it onto my onto our SolidWorks source library. So docs, not PDM shell. I need to go into SolidWorks VBA macros. I'm gonna go to my images, and in here, there's the one that I want to replace. That one, yes. Okay. So an attempt was made to access a file that is exclusively opened by another application. I wonder what application would that be? Would it be the shell? Okay. You know, for sanity check, I'm actually gonna kill Explorer. So in PDM shell, in order to terminate a process, all you need to do is type in the command kill and then the process ID. I think we've done that before. That's Explorer gone. So we've actually nuked Explorer. All right, if I go back to my code and I run it one more time, am I still going to get that exception? And I want the one that updates, right? So I'll click on run. I'm going to check my iterator here to make sure that I am actually still on ID equal 2, which is the first file. Oh, okay. An attempt was made to access a file that's exclusively opened by another application. Can only be the PDM shell. All right, let's just close PDM shell and go back here and save. Oops. PDM shell is in debug mode from Visual Studio. I'm actually I'm gonna have to minimize this. I'm gonna have to clear this up from my immediate window and run my code one more time. Hopefully we don't get that exception again. Okay, ID number 3, I'm gonna reset here. ID number 2, or row number 2, I apologize. Are we gonna get the same exception? Oh, we are. An attempt was made to access a file that's exclusively opened by another application. Now, I'm going to remove this. I don't know which application that's open at the moment that's actually consuming PDM. Interesting. So I'll just kill the debugger here. And I want to go back to my method, that one that logs the file. I feel like I need to revisit my code here. So let's see here. Locked. It's checked out. Right. All right, I'm gonna remove this and the EDM lock flags. Where is it? Let's Google this briefly. IEDM lock flag. Yeah, this is what's the point of having this if there's only, you know. There's no point in specifying that. Let's start Explorer. One more time. And I'm going to kill my EDM server. I'll do that with a PDM shell. It's easier to do that with the shell versus the command prompt. Okay. So right now I'm logged in. I'm gonna kill EDM server. .exe. Did I kill the VM server? I don't think I did. I need to open the PDM shell as an admin. Okay. Can actually close Visual Studio. I don't need it open. Okay, this is open now. I can kill EDM server. If I run this, admin, okay. Will I get the same exception? ID equal 2. All right. Lock file. That's exclusively opened by another application. If I save this, close, stop the debugger, close this, and reopen it. Let's go Excel. We can always go around that by using the IEDM IDM get batch that allows us to skip the check. So that's another interface for checking files out of the vault. You go to macros. Okay. Do. So, oh, no. I don't want to record a macro. I just want. Right. So that's read. Let's check out. Set my variables. I want to put a breakpoint. Let me just bring this here. Everybody can see. I don't think. Lock. That's what I want to. All right. What is this? Maybe later. I don't want to record a new macro. I want to go back to my macros and click the update. Because of your security security settings, macros have been disabled. To run macros, you need to open the this workbook and choose to enable macros. All right. No, I'll just go here. Macro security. Disable. Yeah, enable macros, buddy. Guys, if I go back to my macros here, double click on this guy. All right, let's just close Excel, reopen it. Don't save. Let's go Excel. Run Excel as admin. Yeah, Alex. So enumerator holds a lock on the file until close file is called. Maybe that's because of the other method from the read function. That's probably why. Right. So Alex is saying that, hey, you forget to do that here. Where is it? File? That's in the read function, right? Variable enumerator dot close file or flush, right? Because I think close file is with the enumerator 8. Okay. We didn't do that with the read function, but we did it with the update, right? So I still want to put a breakpoint at this level right here and then run it. But why would it care if it's the same application? I still don't understand. I still get the same error. The like file attempt was made to a file that is exclusively open by another application. Which application? I have no idea. I'm not running this method. I guess let's just I'll close Excel and I'll kill it with the okay. And then I'll kill EDM server and I'll do the same for Explorer. And I'll start Explorer one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna try to upcast it and use a close file. I think it's EDM enumerator variable 6, right? Oh, sorry, 8. 8 for close file. Let's try that. Let's try that. So this is a clean relaunch of the VBA macro. Let's go to macros, double click on update. Let's just stop it. All right, debug. I'll stop debugging here. Alex is saying that we should do 8. Let's do 8. Scroll all the way down. Instead of flushing, we'll do close file. Dot close file. And then it has a parameter to flush. I'll just put that as true. I'll do the same thing for the read function that we have up here. So this will be close file, true. And then I'll change this from 6 to 8. I think it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. Let me just bring this here so everybody can see what I'm doing. Control S to save. Let's go back to update folder files. I'll put a breakpoint here. I'll run. Oh, duh, I need to log in. We're still waiting on PDM to log in. Dude, this is slow. All right, moment of truth. Yes. Yes, that worked. All right, it checked it out. I think I just needed to restart my Excel because there was a log, I think, because of the read function. I didn't close the file. Anywho, so now I can log the file. I can get the enumerator. All good. Description. Um, 2. Part number. 2 as well. Perfect. Set var. Set var. Close file. Unlock file. Updated card. Great. There is an error. No, it just jumps directly here, right? Anyway. So if I do, there's no error, right? Okay, and then if I click continue, pause. Okay, I'm gonna add. Ooh, this is slow. This is very slow. Scroll up here a little bit. I want to add just a debug print right after next I. So at least I know it's done. So debug. Oh wow. Print completed. Completed. Okay. Let's go. All right, let's continue the execution. All right. Waiting for this to resume execution. And then once everything is completed, we should be able to see that in the immediate window. Man, this is slow. Is it great? It is grayed out. Buddy, this is very slow. Let's go to our sandbox. Let's go to, I think, the fidget spinner. And then let's list the content of this folder. All right, so completed. Sweet. Just in time. So it's completed. I'm going to use the PowerShell of a PDM shell. I'm going to use PDM shell to list the content of the fidget spinner folder. And I am going to use the command dir, and then columns, I'm going to use description, because that's the first column that we worked with, and then part number as the second column. Enter. And I am absolutely looking at the wrong folder, which is 2 folders down from the sandbox. So I'll just cd fidget spinner one more time. Now the beauty of PDM shell is that it actually remembers the commands that you use. So if you use your arrow up key, then you can go back to the command that we used just a minute ago to list the content of the wrong fidget spinner folder and do that on the right folder. So now I should be able to see the content of the fidget spinner folder with 11 folders and the descriptions and the numbers. Right on. This is exactly what we wanted to see from our VBA macro. I'm going to go back to my macro. Control S to save everything. This looks okay. And let's just push this to the cloud or to the SOLIDWORKS Blue Byte SOLIDWORKS VBA library, macro library. So I'll use VS Code as my editor. And let's go and locate our file. Let's just open the, go up one level, SolidWorks, VBA macros, source, it's edit. I think it's called mass with an M. Mass, there it is. This is one. So all we need to do is copy all of this code. Go here and paste that right here, all the way down to here. Nice. Control S to save. I want to make sure that this Excel is also saved to the right location. It looks like it is. Let's see here. Yeah, same location under images. Beautiful. I'll have to reveal this file. The reason why I am leaning left, because I can't really see my screen very well with the lights that are coming from these two directions. So I have to kind of lean forward or lean left. It kind of messes up the microphone. Okay, so reveal in File Explorer. That's what I want to do. And then I'm going to have to use the command prompt to compile this and push it. So this should be pretty easy to do. All right, so go up one level, CLS, doc fix fx, and then doc .exe.json dash serve. That's going to serve me the library locally here. And then if I go to, there it is. I'll use this one. Put this right here. Localhost. Nope. Localhost. Beautiful. Scroll all the way down. Mass edit. Yeah, I can see get folder ID from row 2. Okay, looks good. Beautiful. Let me go back here to my command prompt, and I'm just gonna add these files to my repo. To add files to your repo with Git, you have to type in git add all the files, and then git commit to make your commit with a message, for example. So added or completed data card macro, and then I did not add. It says here it was not able to it was not able to open the temporary or add the temporary file. I just need to close this. I'll do that one more time. Okay, so that seemed to work. This works too. So we just needed to delete the temporary file by closing Microsoft Excel. And then finally, to push the changes, all we need to do is git push. And those changes should be up there in a couple of minutes. There is one more thing. I got a message this morning from one of the good friends of the stream asking me a question about PDM folder PDM column set. So the question goes, I wanted to know if it's possible to have a specific column set in PDM for a specific folder. My DCN folder have specific variable that other files in PDM don't have. So I want to know if it was possible to have a specific column set only in my DCN folder when I browse. I made a quick search and found this, and he is pointing me to the link for assigning a column set to a folder before browsing. Add in example vb.net. And let me just go and search for that. Let's do go to right. So let's find it. What is it called? It's assign column set to folder. Let's add SOLIDWORKS PDM. PDM API. Is this one? Yeah. Yeah. All right. It's this one right here. Sweet. So I'll simply skip over the get add an info method because I want to jump directly into the on command logic. Just reading through this code right here, what is happening is that this add-in is hooking into the pre-browse folder command. So this gets triggered before you browse to a folder. And then it gets the column ID and sets the, and it gets column set. All right, so what's ID and what's name? So name is empty and ID is empty. So this method actually sets these two variables. If I look this up, this goes and gets the available column sets from the vault. So for each item in column sets, okay. And it shows you the available column sets for the user and sets column name and column ID. But this is going to get you the last column set of all of your column sets. Okay. So once it does that, for each affected file in PPO data, we are getting the folder ID and sets the column set for the folder to be browsed. case folder ID, case 4. What is this crap? Else? Vault set column ID. Let's look at this function here. SOLIDWORKS API. SOLIDWORKS. Oh, great spelling. SOLIDWORKS. EDM API. Set column set ID. Set column set ID. Sets the specified column set ID in the user registry. Before calling this method, call get column sets to obtain all the valid column sets ID for the logged in user. This method stores, okay. After calling this method, call get current column set to verify the current column set was changed. Okay. So yeah, yeah, I guess this could be easily done, right? Hold on. Okay, going back here. The logic seems to be the logic of this, because I think Vincent was saying that he wants to be able to change the column set for a particular folder. That's completely fine. So the best way to do this is to actually use this code and convert it into SOLIDWORKS add-in. What the add-in will do is that it will subscribe to the pre-browse folder event or hook, and then whenever the user navigates to that particular folder, you need to verify, right? And then you just have to set the column ID to set the vault column ID to the whatever column set that you want. I think this would be an awesome add-in to write, so that you have the ability to assign, right? In the settings of the add-in, you can assign the column ID to the folder. That would be awesome. Yeah, I think I might write that. That'd be awesome to write. We'll do that. We'll do that either next week or in the middle of the week. I might do some streaming. But going back to what we have completed today, which is the mass edit macro. If I refresh, we should be looking at the latest version here. Yes, so this will technically allow you to do one thing, is to read and fill this spreadsheet, and then allow you obviously to be able to edit the values here and then go back and execute the second method, which is the update method that will change the values of these columns. Obviously, if you want to add additional columns, you can do that here, but you need to go back and modify the code and identify where we have the description part number for both the read and the update function. Should be very easy to copy paste that. Very, very easy to do. All right. I want to thank everybody that stuck around till the end of our stream. My free viewers. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next Friday, obviously, but we might do some additional streaming midweek. I really want to write the set column add-in, because that's going to be a very useful one, and I'll put that out there for anybody to use as a freebie. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we